Volcano climb. Word problem. Shota is a dangerous fellow who likes to go rock climbing in active volcanoes. One time, when he was 30 meters below the edge of a volcano, he heard some rumbling, so he decided to climb up out of there as quickly as he could. He climbed up at a constant rate. After 4.5 seconds, he was 7.5 meters below the edge of the volcano. How fast did Shota climb, meters per second? In total, how long did it take Shota to reach the edge of the volcano? Seconds. So I largely encourage you to solve both problems before you resume the video. Okay, so the first step is to always highlight the important information given in the word problem. So one time when he was 30 meters below the edge of a volcano, he heard some rumbling, so he decided to climb out of there as quickly as he could. He climbed up at a constant rate. After 4.5 seconds, he was 7.5 meters below the edge of the volcano. Now we want to find how fast did Shota climb. In other words, what was his constant rate? Well, to start, I'm going to start by drawing a quick diagram of the volcano. We can say this is the volcano. So this we'll say is the 0 point, because so that's going to be the edge of the volcano. Over here is where he's climbing. And you can see that little person right there. So that's 0. And then how can we show this? Well, if we know that the edge of the volcano is 0, so we know that he's going to start at negative 30 because he was 30 meters below. So I'm just going to draw a quick line to connect those two values. Okay. There. And then we know that, this is the height. This is the elevation. But then over here is going to be the time. Actually, you know what? It makes more sense to have the time up here. So this will be the time. Okay. So after 4.5 seconds, this is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds. This would be 4.5 seconds over here. He was already 7.5 meters below the edge of the volcano. So what would be around 7.5 meters? Well, then this would be negative 20, negative 10. So it would be around over here, I believe, right around there. So that point over here would these be connected? And of course, we already know this point. So now we can connect those together. And then what do we know? Now we can make a table out of this chart. Well, then we can say, I'm going to change this into a lighter color over here. Okay. So we know that this is going to be the elevation, right? Over here is going to be the time. So the elevation was negative 30 when there was 0 seconds. And then we know that after 4.5 seconds, it was negative 7.5. So over here, we added 4.5. How much should we add from 30 to 7.5? Well, it would be the same as 30 minus 7.5, which is the same as 22.5. So over here is going to be 22.5. Okay. Now since the elevation is the y and the time is the x, we could do delta y over delta x, which is going to be the rate. So delta y, as you remember, would be one y minus another y, which would be, in our case, 22.5 over 4.5. You get that this equals 5. So how fast did Shota climb? Would be meters per second, 5. 5 meters per second. So I want you to get a last glance at this, how we first drew a diagram, then we made a table out of that and found the delta y over delta x. Okay. Now I'll do a larger eraser. We are going to look at the second problem. So the second problem, what does it read? It says, in total, how long did it take Shota to reach the edge of the volcano in seconds? Okay, let me quickly finish erasing this. Okay, so how can we solve this problem over here? Well, it's asking for how long did it take for Shota to reach the edge of the volcano. And how can we find the time? Well, time is equal to distance divided by speed. So all we have to do is use this equation. First, we're trying to find time. Okay, so there's our t. And then where is our distance? Well, he wants to get to the edge of the volcano. Out of there. So it'd be 30 meters. 30 meters because he was at an elevation of negative 30. So in order to get up to 0, he needs to plus 30 more. Does that make sense? So his total distance is 30. 30 divided by, what was the speed we just found? Yep, 5 meters per second. That would be the speed. So 30 is going to be the distance. But that doesn't make sense because it looks like as if it's being divided. So over here, this is the distance, and this 5 is the speed. So we're trying to find the t. So then t is equal to 30 divided by 5, which is equal to 6. So therefore, t is equal to 6, which means that the answer for the second problem is, in total, how long will it take Shota to reach the edge of the volcano? 6 seconds. So all we had to do is, just like last time with the file transfer word problem, we use this equation and then we put this in. As you can see, linear equation has a lot to do with speed, time, velocity, distance. So it's always good to keep that in mind. See you next time.